Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2014 movie Leprechaun Origins. This movie is a really unique entry into the franchise because it's the first one without Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun, and it's not really anything like any of the other Leprechaun movies. I know a lot of people don't like it and everything, but I actually really enjoyed this movie. This one is actually a straight up horror movie. It doesn't have the comedy or anything. And it has some really good kills. Probably the best kills in the franchise. There's a lot of gore and stuff in here. I just really like this movie. As part of the Leprechaun franchise, it is really weird. It doesn't feel like it belongs in the franchise. But it was still pretty good. It's about a group of backpackers who are going in. They're in Ireland and they're going around seeing different stuff. And there's these people they meet at this village, and they recommend them to go to this one house and everything. So they end up going there, and the leprechaun starts to go after them. They didn't realize that they were actually meant to be sacrifices to this leprechaun to keep him from going crazy and on the village and stuff. Like once a year they sacrifice people to him. It was a very interesting and totally new take on it. The leprechaun doesn't look anything like he does in any of the other movies. It looks more like an orc from Lord of the Rings, but the makeup effects on it was really good. They didn't use terrible CGI like I was afraid they were going to, and everything. And like the poster for this movie is really misleading, because the way the poster looks, it makes it look like it's going to be a human playing him and everything. So that was kind of an interesting thing about the poster, and I didn't expect it to be like that. But this movie was still a lot of fun. All the cast, they were decent. Most of them I didn't recognize. There was only one person in here that I recognized. It was the guy that played Mark in Freddy vs. Jason. It was cool getting to see him in here. He gets a pretty gruesome death. The leprechaun slashes his stomach open and everything when they're tied up to these trees to be sacrificed to him, and he's able to get free and stuff, and he helps everybody get free and everything, and the leprechaun attacks him and everything. But it was a pretty cool gruesome death. And there was this other girl that's with him that has a tongue ring, and the leprechaun pulls the tongue ring out of her tongue, and it's really gory. It was a really cool scene too. And she gets a pretty brutal death too. That they think they're fixing to kill the leprechaun, and her friends accidentally kill her. That was a really good scene. And the leprechaun's death was actually really cool too, and everything. This just was a really interesting movie. I don't know where I would rank it in the franchise. I have trouble deciding on that, because this movie does not feel like it fits in the franchise. It's kind of like how 2017's Leatherface didn't feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie and everything. It just kind of goes completely away from what you would expect from them and everything. And because of that, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a really good one. It might even be my favorite movie in the franchise, because this one is just a straight up horror movie, like what they wanted to do with the original Leprechaun. They wanted it to be more of a straight up horror movie, but Warwick Davis wanted it to be more humorous and stuff and everything. And I love Warwick Davis. I think he's great and everything, but some of the humor in the other Leprechaun movies just kind of bring them down for me and everything. But this movie didn't really have any humor. It was more of a straight up horror movie. The kills were great. Some of the best kills in the franchise. The cinematography was great. Really beautiful shots of the forest and stuff like that. The cinematography was really good in here, and This was just a really fun movie, and everything, and one of my favorites of the franchise. So I'd give Leprechaun Origins an 8 out of 10. I do say that the title is misleading. I think they pretty much use the Leprechaun name to try to sell the movie, kind of like the Child's Play remake. They use the name to sell the movie. But I still think it's a really good movie, and I definitely would recommend it. I know a lot of people are turned off at the thought of there being a Leprechaun movie without Warwick Davis, but it is a very good movie and everything. So let me know in the comments what you think of this movie. I know I'm probably one of the very few people that really love this one, but let me know what you think of it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
This is the song that doesn't end. Oh, no. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
That's enough, guys.
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it.